What's going on? Welcome to the Trooper Transmission, and we got Mindy James on the show today.
Hello.
Mindy's gonna share what she's been doing from a fitness side of things, what she's been learning in Fit Nerd Academy, and I'm so excited because I've actually grown up with Mindy for my entire life and a lot of her life. We shared a fence, so we were neighbors like that close, and so it's super cool to be able to work with you. And welcome on the show, Mindy.
Thank you.
Yeah. So take us back several months now at this point. What was going on
Yeah.
for you where you were like, hey, like I want to reach out to Paul and join this Fit Nerd Academy group?
Yeah. So I've always been an athlete. So fitness is like hasn't been too hard for me, but in the past like year or two, I've noticed like the scale just going up and up, which I have not enjoyed. So I've tried like multiple different diets, fads, workout styles, different apps, and nothing just was working or nothing was maintaining. And so I've known a few people who went through Paul's program, including my brother did some of it, and he's like, "Yeah, you should reach out. Like, doesn't hurt." Um, and so I did, and I think another thing is uh, I wanted to get pregnant soon, which I am now, which is exciting. But just being like healthy for my kids and the future. I just kind of wanted to get that jump started. So during pregnancy, I could be fit too and just like continue on that after as well.
Yeah. Cool. I mean, I know you've shared it, but you're hard launch in the news. I love it. This is an
Yeah, we're in the
exclusive
clear now.
Trooper Transmission exclusive. You heard it here
That's
first.
right.
It's gonna be all over
That's
Twitter.
right.
No, and I love that though, because you're like, all right, I'm gonna be a mom soon, and I want to come into that new stage of my life already feeling like I'm ready or like I'm doing my part to be an example, right? And obviously, as a baby,
Exactly.
they don't see you, but it's photos, right? And it's how you show up.
Right.
And so I love that you're getting ahead of that and you're thinking, how can I be the best parent that I can possibly be?
Exactly. Yes.
Cool. So you did a bunch of the fad diets, you tried a bunch of different things. You started joining. Was there any like concerns that you had that it would be the super intense 3 hour workout things or no carbs? Like what was kind of your expectations joining?
Yeah, and I think that's just from like the past what I've heard about these like diets and stuff I've gone through. I definitely thought not that the workouts aren't easy, but I thought that like I was going to be sweating more, but in like the 2 minute rest breaks was very different for me. I was like, how is this gonna work? But it does. Um, so yeah, other than that concerns, I was like I said, the diet portion of everything I've gone through has been difficult, and kind of finding um, good things to eat, but also things I don't get bored of. I was concerned about that, but as I went through it and still going through it, you find those alternatives and you don't have to starve yourself, right? Like that's one
Hmm.
thing that I was like, oh, I'm not going to eat, but it was the complete opposite of that. So,
Yeah, eating more sometimes
yeah,
in certain cases, which is cool.
exactly.
So, yeah, what would you say have been some of the things you've learned then that you thought it was one way and it's actually the opposite or just slightly different?
I'd say probably uh how much like protein you need. I didn't realize how much that can help you tone, I guess, and help you in your fitness goals. So I thought I was eating enough protein, and I definitely was not. So being able to track that and finding like different ways definitely was one thing.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, I love that. So if you had to wrap up your kind of three keys to success, or let's say, 25 years from now, you got a daughter and she's like, Mom, what should I do? Like, what would your three keys to success be for her, for yourself, for anyone watching?
yeah, I'd say for one, like just having to begin with a good support group. So like seeing people like when you finish a workout or people checking in on you. I thought that was very meaningful to my success so far. And then also like family and friends, but also just people who are in the same position and going through it with you. That was cool to see and definitely motivated myself a little bit more. Like, all right, everyone else is doing this, like I can do it too. Because as I said, I've fallen off a lot of those things I've tried. So it's been definitely an easier way to get started and stay motivated. Second, I'd say like um, kind of going back to the protein, but getting a good idea of what my body needs, and that more protein and like the right amount of carbs and stuff can keep you at a good level all throughout the day. I would say before this, I definitely tend to crash, and then I'd be like, I'm starving, like I need to go eat, like, and then that's when I would overdo it. So just having like a better idea of what my body needs. And then third, it's probably like actually doing the same workouts for those 8 weeks. Usually I'd be like, all right, I need to do something different every time. Um, but being able to perfect those workouts and those exercises, and then actually growing and seeing like the weight increase. Whereas previously I'd probably just stay at the same weight. So pushing myself and like being able to record those numbers and going back and checking, and then finally being able to like, all right, I can do 5 more pounds or whatnot.
Yeah.
Um, I'd say that was definitely very helpful. Even though like at the beginning I was like, why aren't these changing? But it helped in the long run.
Yeah, totally. I love that. So more energy, more motivation, more support,
Yeah.
and obviously you've been crushing it and now you are pregnant. And so it's like
Yes.
that kind of comes full circle where you're like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm working on getting healthier, getting fit, and now I'm working on growing and and
Yep.
getting the baby healthy and fit. And so
Yep.
circle of life comes complete. Mindy, thank
Yeah.
you so much for sharing your story and what's been working for you and
Yeah.
excited to see what the future's got in store for you.